Hello. Um, yeah, I said I was going to do another one of these dyslexic and dyspraxic videos. So here's my other one. Right. Today, even though it's the same day I'm recording this one to my first one. On this one, I'm going to address some other things. I'm going to start with writing, or presentation of writing, and like general hand-based presentation, like writing, painting, drawing, all that sort of thing. Personally, for me and a lot of other dyslexics and dyspraxics, there's like an issue, like we're effectively ambidextrous in some cases, but there's one hand that is a bit better than the other, but in both hands there'll be poor presentation, or like bad handwriting or whatever. And the best way I can describe it in a way that you'll understand is that after a short time we'll have a pain in our hand, like there, or like there, and like parallel, like either side, and it will feel like either a vice being tightened, or like a rubber band like pulling back on your like middle finger is what it's most commonly like, I suppose. And that happens after a short while. The more you write or use your hand to do whatever, the presentation of it will get a bit better, but it might never get neat. Just as mine's never got neat, personally. I'd show an example, but I can't find any without any of my personal details on, anyway. But yeah, it will feel like one of those, and especially when, in the cases of young children, when they're doing handwriting, or also it will be a bit slower to write with. I don't know if that's just a psychological thing because it hurts a bit less if you go a bit slower, or if it's a general thing. But it's usually a bit slower to write. And if they're a child, or maybe a young teenager, that needs to be addressed with either amanuensis or scribe, or some sort of laptop or dictaphone, depending on what it is, what we're writing. This is gonna sound really quite weird, but it genuinely helps a little bit. Not a lot, but it helps a little bit, and every little bit helps. If for the pain, like in your hand, like it might go into like a bit of a claw shape, like that sort of thing. Sometimes it doesn't always happen. It sometimes just like won't move after like it will seize up a bit. A genuinely good way to help with that is if you get blue tack, like quite a big ball of blue tack, or plasticine might work. I've not tried it, and Play-Doh might work, but I've not tried it. And just have it in a ball and just like massage it in your hand, like it will loosen it a bit, help with the pain a little bit, and get all your joints moving. And that helps. You may also get a bit of pain in your wrist, and just like rotating that a bit helps. It may click like ow a bit more than usual. I was just moving my wrist and it clicked a bit painfully. Yeah, that's for writing. You need either a laptop to type with or computer to type with. Write amanuensis or a scribe to write for you, or dictaphone. But don't be afraid to write, because otherwise you'll get to a stage of it's not going to get a better presentation, and it's not going to get any better with how your hand is. It's still going to hurt, and it's still not going to look neat. But there's pens that some companies design that help a little bit with the presentation and help a bit with the pain as well. Avoid felt tips, because it just gets messy. It just gets ridiculously messy. Stick to either ballpoint or fountain or biro. Bic used to make a good pen. It was quite chunky at the bottom by the ball, and it went gradually thinner. It was like double springed. That was quite nice. And Papermate did a decent one as well, but I can't think what that one was like. Stabilo made a decent felt tip, where it was like a grip there, and it like went over your hand, and that was good to help with dyslexic, dyspraxic handwriting for a felt tip. Right, that's that done with. And yeah. And another thing they may struggle with is either balance. Balance is what I'm going to address now. If you're getting, like, say if there's like near you now, get them to stand up on one leg. If they're a bit wobbly, chances are, if they take particularly longer to learn how to ride a bike, that might be an indicator, because it's a balance thing. What they do in like some tests to like the official, like more official tests to test it, is, you know those old wooden benches where they had the wooden bar across the bottom? They used to turn them upside down and have you walk across it. Or sometimes they'd like lie a piece of rope down, tie it off at one end and tie it off at the other, and have you like walk it like a tightrope, but not elevated like on the ground level. But we usually do that with like the flat things. I can't think what they're called. Like the flat ties. I can't think what they're called for the life of me. Anyway, they used to do one of those too. A pretty good way to combat that is if they have a relatively young but not too young of age, have some sort of martial arts or that sort of thing, particularly if there's one like that gets you like having to balance on one foot or something like that. There's other ways, but I personally found that better. But yeah, that's a pretty good way to combat it. The martial arts or whatever also helps with what I'm going to discuss now, which can be a lack of confidence in their ability, or a bit of a self-confinement kind of thing. Like they may not trust in their own ability to do things, but if they're brought out of the shell a little bit, they'll get a bit more confident and a bit more confident and a bit more confident, like most people. But even until they try it, they're more held backish by like the lack of confidence. As I said, martial arts is a pretty good way to help that a little bit, as is doing what it is they're not particularly confident with. Right, I'm going to stop that here. If you liked and found this useful, give a like, share it, subscribe. I'm going to do more. Okay, bye.